What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with Dylan of TheBottomLineView. We are here to break down, predict, and preview the LA Chargers for the 2019 NFL season. Bronx, spike the like button. Comment below your thoughts on the Chargers going into the 2019 season. Dylan of TheBottomLineView, the Chargers are a team that made the divisional round last year. Now, they did get their butts kicked against the Patriots in that game, but they kind of were able to reach the expectations. You know, the Chargers for so long have been such a talented team on paper that haven't been able to put it together. And in 2018, at least they were able to reach the playoffs with a 12-4 record, almost become the first seed. This is a team playing without a home field, basically.
Yeah.
What do you see from the Chargers in 2019 after making a few upgrades on their roster that I think went under the radar?
This is a tough one, man, because I was really disappointed at the end of last season. I made a video at the start of the year, like, the Chargers are the dark horse. They're the team that can get it done, make the impact, and then they disappointed in the playoffs. But, you know, considering their success in the last couple of years, I think a divisional round appearance was pretty nice for them. So it's about this second year. Can they get it done? And the answer is they will make the playoffs. But I have them as a wild card team. I have them at the fifth seed? Yes, the fifth seed in the AFC with an 11-5 record. I do think they will lose one more game. You look at their roster. I made a video about Keenan Allen. Go check it out. He is one of my favorite receivers in the game. Absolutely deserves more credit for what he has done, and he is a great piece for their team. You've also got Mike Williams, who had 43 receptions last year, but had 10 touchdowns, guys. He is a red zone threat, especially for Phillip Rivers. And, you know, they lose Tyrell Williams, which I think is kind of big for them in terms of a receiving guy, because who's the third piece? Travis Benjamin? You know, not really. So you're going to have to find somebody for me for a third piece. But Hunter Henry, who, if you ask Stephen A. Smith, was healthy all last year, but he wasn't. So he comes into 2019 in this offense, and I think he's going to help them out a lot because they had to use Antonio Gates last year, and, you know, he's just old. I'm sorry. I like him, but he's just old. So now having Hunter Henry here, I think is going to be very nice for their team. Offensive line is still pretty well. Russell Okung here, Mike Pouncey, some good players for their offensive line. Phillip Rivers, I don't know about his 94 rated Madden. I don't know if it should be that highly rated, but he did have a really good 2018. I think he was quite under the radar, in my opinion, and he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the game. So I think it's well. Now, we do have this situation at running back with Melvin Gordon. Is he going to be there? He wants this contract. That is going to be an interesting piece to look forward to. But let's say figuratively, if he's gone from this team and doesn't play, Austin Eckler, I think, is going to step up, and Justin Jackson. They're going to do pretty well. I don't know if they can play as well as Melvin Gordon, but I don't think they lose any games because Melvin Gordon is gone, if that makes any sense, which might be a crazy thought at first, but that's how I feel. Joey Bosa is great. I mean, this defensive, like I said this last year, and it's almost the exact same thing I got to say about this year. Joey Bosa, great. Melvin Ingram, awesome. You got Denzel Perryman, who's pretty good. Thomas Davis comes into this role here this year. He's quite old, but I think he is a very nice piece for their team. Casey Hayward's great. Desmond King got a lot of attention last year, and he did pretty well. You got Adrian Phillips. Derwin James was so, like, how the heck did he get picked at the 17th pick and fall into the Chargers' laps? And they used him pretty well. He did pretty great. So this defense is still really loaded. I think they're going to have their same success. They play a really difficult schedule once again, and they're going to play teams that, you know, they're going to have to really put an effort for. They still got to play the Chiefs twice, which they did really well last year. They got that win on Thursday Night Football, one of the best games of the year. Some really good opponents, again, towards the stretch that are going to be difficult to beat. But I think 11-5 is a good record for them. Fifth seed in the playoffs. I expect them to do well. But again, Chargers, please do something in the playoffs. Like, I'm just hoping at this point they can win more than one game in the playoffs. All right? Thank you very much.
I think their expectations have shifted from a team that we want them to make the playoffs because they're so talented to a team that needs to do something in the playoffs. That's where their expectations have shifted. And I agree with you. They are a playoff team. They're certainly talented enough to make it. They have Phillip Rivers. I think Anthony Lynn has done a good job with this football team. And the defense is good. So my record is 11-5. Yeah. Agreed. And fifth seed. again because you copied my sheet.
No, I didn't.
So the Chargers are in the playoffs and the 5th seed. It's what they can do from there is really the question. Now, when I look at their team, obviously Tyrell Williams is a little bit of a loss, but you kind of underestimated Travis Benjamin. I think Travis Benjamin's a pretty good number 3 receiver. He's nothing special, but he's definitely a number 3 receiver to me. But I really think that Mike Williams is going to take a huge step forward. I could see him having 1,000 yards this year and 10 touchdowns. I believe he had 10 touchdowns last year. He was up there in touchdowns last year. But I could see him just upgrading a little bit more in terms of just his overall chemistry with Phillip Rivers, being in the NFL for another full season. I just see him developing as a player in that next season. Keenan Allen's a beast, as we know. Melvin Gordon, big question mark. Is Melvin Gordon holding out? Hopefully not. Hopefully he is around. Now, if he does hold out for whatever reason and the Chargers don't decide to pay him, I do believe Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson can get it done. To the level of Melvin Gordon, maybe not, but Eckler's a very good change of pace back, very good pass catcher. And Justin Jackson showed that he has a little bit of potential and can get it done on the ground as well. So that duo has talent, but obviously you want Melvin Gordon there if he's healthy and paid. Hunter Henry is going to be a big upgrade to this team. Obviously, he did play in that playoff game against the Patriots, but he wasn't really healthy. So Hunter Henry will be fully back this year. I think he'll have his best season yet coming off of the injury. The offensive line does scare me a little bit, specifically their right side. Michael Schofield and Sam Tevy is not great on the right side, and Phillip Rivers was under a ton of pressure. But where I really do believe that this offense is good is because Phillip Rivers was under a ton of pressure last year, and it didn't really seem to matter. So it's not really going to matter this year. As long as Phillip Rivers is playing at a relatively the same level, I feel like he can still get by with a lackluster offensive line. Russell Okung and Mike Pouncey are solid pieces there, but the other two need to play better. Defensively, Joey Bosa, hopefully we see more of him this year. He was banged up quite a bit last year. Him and Melvin Ingram form one of the best defensive end duos in the league. Jerry Tillery was a really nice pick to upgrade the beef on the defensive line and the depth which they needed. I like the Thomas Davis signing because they added some depth at the linebacking position, a position that was absolutely destroyed by injuries at the end of the year. Denzel Perryman, Jatavius Brown, and Thomas Davis is a pretty good trio there. Nwosu can play D-end or linebacker. The secondary had 3 players on the top 100 for our channel. They had Derwin James, Casey Hayward, and the number 2 corner by PFF, Desmond King. So those 3 guys, Casey Hayward on the outside, Desmond King in the slot, two of the best at their positions. And then we know Derwin James, one of the best rookies last year, one of the best safeties already in football. This is an extremely talented team with superstars on their team. Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, Derwin James, Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen. Superstars everywhere, tons of talent, good coaching. Gus Bradley, Ken Wisenhunt with the shout-out as well. They will make the playoffs. I have no doubt about it. It's just a matter of what they do when they get there, how far they can go. I could see them winning this division. I just don't have them winning this division. 11-5. We both have them at 5th seed. We both have them at. Let us know if you guys think that they'll actually win the AFC West this year or where you see them going this year. Do you think this is their year to win the Super Bowl? Do you think they might take a step back and miss the playoffs? Let us know in the comment section below. Gronk spike the like button. Subscribe to the Bottom Line View for more NFL videos just like this. It's Mitch and Dilly. Peace out.
Peace.